everyone, and welcome back to another video. This time we're doing a video on ships, more importantly on the Empire fleet with using the General Hux's Finalizer. Now this team I have asked my shardmate to set here is Chimera. Chimera is definitely, in my opinion, the better capital ship. I just don't like Tarkin because he does not have enough sustain. And then we have the double tanks here, which makes this very difficult. And then, of course, Darth Vader, he's kind of a necessity for the Empire fleet. Now, this is the team we're going to be using. Silencer, the shuttle, First Order TIE Fighter. In our reinforcements, we're going to be putting the Special Forces TIE Fighter, the Gauntlet. He does not need to be geared. He's just here for his cleanse. And then you want a tank that's going to taunt on arrival. You could use the Houndstooth, you could use Clone Sergeant, you could use Boba Fett. You just want to taunt in case you need it. So let's just get into it, and I'll try to kind of explain as we go. Now, against this comp, we want to go all out on the TIE Bomber because hitting the other two guys is going to put concussion mines on us, which means we're going to get dazed. Now, we're going to use basics with both of these guys on the TIE Bomber, and then we're going to use Extinguish Hope to put Haunted on this guy again. And now we're going to use the second ability, and give another turn to the Silencer and use our special. We're going to be dropping the TIE Bomber to around that 80% health mark, usually. Now, they're going to do their thing. We're going to get dazed, which is very annoying. But now what we're going to do here, I used my Dispel. It's usually you don't want to use that, but I used it because I do not have target lock on this guy. If I did, I would have been fine probably, but I don't. So I want to be safe. I'm going to bring the Special Forces TIE Fighter and call the only ship that I have that is not dazed to try and kill the TIE Bomber. Now that the TIE Bomber is killed, it's not won yet, but the battle is going to go a little bit smoother. Now they're going to be bringing the Emperor shuttle in. He's got by far the highest priority of any ship I have ever seen. I have no idea why or how, but he's always the first reinforcement. Now, all my ships are dazed except this guy, and I don't want him really getting dazed, so I'm going to just do my special, which usually you don't want to use, but now here I really want to try and get some crits to regen some health, so I'm going to do the AoE. Usually you don't want to do the AoE, and of course it doesn't even work here, but sometimes I'll use it just to get some health back if possible. Now here, it's probably not going to kill the tank, but I'm still going to use my special because I have advantage on me. Now again, here I'm going to use a special because I have target lock. Here it was kind of unlucky. We did lose our reinforcement that we brought in, and this is also very unlucky because they just keep healing and healing, and that is why Tarkin's ship is by far the superior ship. I'm going to bring in the Gauntlet to cleanse up all that garbage that's on us, and hopefully here we lost him again. We can get through this guy. Perfect. Now that we've gotten through him, it's basically smooth sailing, except for one thing. On not this turn but the next turn, they are going to have their ultimate ready, which means that well, basically it means that we need to we're going to lose a ship here, and it's going to be, generally it's going to be Silencer. I don't know why, but they just really like going after him, like you saw there. But this is by far like one of the worst battles that you will ever have, and we can still probably pull through because, well, we've got our tank in, and they've used basically all of their reinforcements. These are their last two ships. We're going to win this battle, and it was very dirty, I'm not going to lie, but as I said, this is probably the worst RNG that you can ever get using this fleet. Now this guy's going to be a little annoying because he dodges, but we're going to kill him. Again, this was super dirty, but it usually does not go as well as badly as this. This was pretty much worst case scenario. So yeah, if you guys run this, 99% of the time it's going to go way better than this, and you're likely not going to even lose a ship. Now, one thing that is important is to have your pilot's relic. Obviously, mine are relic at the relic levels that are required for SOKR. My crew is relic 7, and you want to have all 6 mods on this guy, because they're just going to give him more speed, more damage, and just make his ship better overall. Same thing with the First Order TIE Fighter. He's relic 3 because SOKR requirements, but you want to have all 6 mods on this guy for the same reason: more speed, more damage, and that's what you need, because you need a lot of damage very quickly with the First Order fleet. The other fleets, they don't really, the other ships, they don't really need the 6 mods, but obviously 6 mods on all pilots is kind of a nice thing if you can afford it. So I did have a GAC fight to do against another Empire fleet, a different comp, but I forgot to record it, so unfortunately I won't have that video. And my shardmate did change out to Malevolence because he needed to get his payout, so I can't rerun the battle either. So that was that, but I'm just going to go a little bit more into the detail of how the fleet works and why we are using this guy as the starter, because like the obvious choice would be to use the special forces, because we like this assist is really nice, and it gives you like an extra ability block, and you have another chance at a stun. The problem with this guy is that he's like kind of slow. Like, I mean, himself, he's pretty fast. The problem is that not this guy. The shuttle, although it's a fast ship, he does get 40 speed from his unique. The problem with this is that it's not going to outspeed Darth Vader. So if I show you here, my Darth Vader, a Relic 7, is 192, whereas my Kylo shuttle is 182 with his unique bonus, which means that he wouldn't outrun Vader normally. However, with General Hux, what happens is that your starting lineup, whichever ship is First Order, their reinforcement bonus is going to be activated as if they were coming off the bench. So, all 3 ships here will have their reinforcement active. So every time that the enemy brings in a ship, the reinforcement is going to lose 20% turn meter, and the shuttle is going to gain 20%, and the other ships are going to get 10%. Silencer, he's going to get Afterburner, which is going to help him a lot with advantage with damage. He's going to also get like extra offense, which really does help get out fast and deal a lot of damage. And most importantly, this guy, the First Order TIE Fighter, you don't get the target lock from Finalizer, because it does say that you don't activate debuffs from reinforcements. But what you do activate here is the all allies gain 15% turn meter. Now, what does that mean for us? That means now that shuttle that wasn't fast enough, it has enough turn meter to go before Darth Vader goes, which means that we can pass another turn to our silencer before the Darth Vader goes. This is kind of the same strategy against a rebel fleet. I haven't done a video on that either, but I might in the near future if there is any interest, or I might just do it because that's something that I'll probably like. It's useful to know how to beat the rebel fleets as well. It's kind of more straightforward than the Empire. But yeah, so the turn meter is extremely important here, and that's really why the fleet works and why you use them. To touch up a little bit on the other reinforcement, like the gauntlet, as I said, you just need the cleanse. the buff immunity is kind of nice as well if it lands, but like at my gear level, the potency of the ship is so low that generally it's not gonna land. Unless, like the tank, as I said, you can just bring anyone. It's mostly if things go bad, you want to bring in a tank so that they can maybe take that Thrawn ultimate so that you don't lose your silencer. Like we saw in that battle, you can try to bring in like your tank right before Thrawn's 4th turn, and they're going to take the ultimate, and you'll keep your silencer, and it's going to be just a little bit easier. But usually, like by that point, even if you lose silencer, you will still win. So yeah, you can use Bosk, you can use Biggs, you can use, I believe this guy, yeah, I mean, he's going to use this and he's going to taunt. He also taunts coming in. You can use either Y-Wing. You can't use these two, the two Sith and Empire bombers, because they don't taunt. You can't use Fives, you can't use Rex. I mean, you could use the Hyena, but probably better served elsewhere. You can't use Sunfac. So really your 5 ships that you can use, actually 6 because Boba's not a tank per se, but he does taunt. So it's the Sergeant, the 2 Y-Wings, Biggs, Houndstooth, and then Boba Fett's ship because he does gain taunt as his reinforcement. So yeah, that's pretty much the strategy for this fight and like the thought behind it. And unfortunately, again, as I said, I forgot to record my other fight, which is pretty unfortunate. But I hope that this video at least does help you guys out. If you have any questions, do let me know. If you did enjoy the video and if it helped you out, please do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. And I also want to apologize for any sniffing that happened during this video. I'm having a few problems with allergies right now, but yeah, just bear with me on those. But I'll see you guys in the next video.